Goals are often treated as motivational tools. Set the right goal, stay focused, and progress will follow. But in learning, that sequence rarely holds true. Welcome to Learning Reframed, Education Without the Noise. I'm Dr. Ken Feldman, and this podcast looks at how learning actually works. Inside real constraints, without the hype, without the shortcuts, or unnecessary complexity. Goal setting is one of the most underused and under-examined practices in learning. Goals are often framed as destinations, what someone wants to achieve, complete, or master. The assumption is that clarity about the endpoint creates direction and persistence. But in practice, many learning goals create pressure without the level of guidance. When goals are too large, too distant, or too abstract, they don't organize effort. They overwhelm it. Learners know what they're aiming for, but not what to do next. This is where goal setting quietly fails. Effective learning goals don't just describe outcomes, they structure the level of attention. They help the learners to decide what matters right now, what can wait, and how to recognize progress. Without that level of structure, without that guidance, goals become reminders of what hasn't happened yet. Another common issue is conflating performance goals with learning goals. Performance goals focus on visible outcomes, grades, scores, completion, recognition. Learning goals focus on understanding, skill development, and judgment. Performance goals are not inherently harmful. They become problematic when they replace the learning goals rather than sit alongside of them. When performance dominates, learners optimize for appearance. They choose safer tasks, they avoid ambiguity, and resist feedback that slows them down. Learning goals work significantly differently. They narrow attention to a specific process, explaining ideas clearly, testing understanding, revising work thoughtfully. Progress becomes observable even before mastery actually arrives. This is what matters for persistence. When learners can see movement toward a learning goal, this effort feels justified. When progress is invisible, motivation erodes, even if the ultimate outcome is still possible. There is also a timing issue. Many goals are set far in advance. They are rarely revised, and learning doesn't unfold linearly. So static goals lose relevance. Experienced learners adjust goals as understanding develops. Key point, it's pivoting to understanding. They treat goals as working hypotheses, not contracts. That flexibility is not a lack of commitment, it's responsiveness. So what actually helps? First, define the goals at the level of practice, not aspiration. What you will do differently as a result of learning. Second, pair the outcome goals with progress goals. Know what success looks like, but anchor daily effort in actions that frankly build understanding. Third, shorten the distance between effort and feedback. Learning goals should make progress visible within days, not weeks, terms, or semesters. Finally, revise goals regularly. If a goal no longer clarifies the effort, it no longer is serving learning. Goals do not push learners forward. They steady them. Goal setting works in learning when it supports attention, not increasing pressure. The most useful goals don't demand more effort. They make effort clearer. You've been listening to Learning Reframed. If today's episode resonated with you, follow the podcast on your favorite platform and give us a like on YouTube. But more importantly, share this episode with someone who might find it helpful. I'm Ken Feldman, and thank you for listening to Learning Reframed. We'll see you next time.